Welcome, my political friends of the interwebs. Well, it's freedom of speech discussion time on my channel. Freedom of speech, one of my all-time favorite topics, because so many people see that so many different ways. You've got absolutists that believe you should be able to yell fire in a crowded theater, and then you've got the polar opposite of that, which, it is what it is. But I was really intrigued by this article that I read on this Greek triple jumper, former Olympian, former Olympian. Well, I don't know. I guess now you can't even call her an Olympian because she's not going to the Olympics. I don't know that she ever has went to the Olympics. But anyway, I'm not going to attempt her name, but it's her first name is spelled Voula, and the last name is spelled Papachristou. Not even going to try it. Not even going to try it. Anyway, she was a Greek triple jumper. She was on the Greek Olympic team. And she just got the boot real quickly right before the Olympics. So, which, by the way, is why they have alternates. All right. I want to set this up for you. A couple of things about Greece, outside of what we all know already from watching the news, that they have a huge economic collapse and they've got all kinds of economic woes. But other than that, apparently, and I didn't know this, apparently they have had a very, how can I put it, pro-African immigration policy for several years now, which means they have a lot of immigrants from Africa, the continent of Africa. They also have, surprise, surprise, for the first time in their country's history, a problem with West Nile virus. And for those of you who don't know, West Nile virus is a virus that's carried primarily by mosquitoes. And one of the early signs of West Nile virus is seeing dead birds, because the birds will get bit by the mosquitoes and the birds will die. Now I don't know, depending on what part of the world you're in or what part of the United States you're in, you may or may not have to deal with West Nile virus. But West Nile virus apparently started in Africa, and because we're we're in a global a world now where everybody transports everywhere, and you got all kinds of different shipping containers showing up here and showing up there from all over the world. Things like West Nile virus, infected mosquitoes managed to go all over the place. But anyway, so Greece has an issue with that. Well, this chick, this triple jumper, who by the way is pretty easy on the eyes. I'll blow up her picture here in a few minutes. But she apparently got on her personal Twitter account and exercised a little free speech. Now, yes, I know she's in Greece. Yes, I know they don't have the Bill of Rights. This is going to be a general discussion about freedom of speech. Okay, so she gets on her Twitter account, and this is what she says. She says, so many Africans in Greece, at least West Nile mosquitoes will eat homemade food. Okay. Well, clearly a statement about the immigration policies of Greece, her home country. Was it a racist statement? Well, it was deemed to be inappropriate because of racism. Now, I want to make a quick argument about that, because I shouldn't say the only, one of the few true Africans that I've met in my life was white. Was a white South African. And, so was her statement saying something about blacks, or was it saying something about Africans? Because there's a difference. If you say something about Africans, it's not racist. If you say something about blacks, it is racist. Now, of course, she was made to quickly apologize, and her apology was, and I'll read her apology to you. I would like to express my heartfelt apologies for the unfortunate and tasteless joke I published on my personal Twitter account. I am very sorry and ashamed for the negative responses I triggered, since I never wanted to offend anybody or to encroach human rights. Okay. Well, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it had nothing to do with the actual race. Maybe it had everything to do with the immigration policies of her country, which was allowing a ton of Africans in there. Okay. What? So now you can't you can't speak up about that? I mean, you know. Now, having said that, listen, everybody knows that I am one of those people that says, you know what, you have the right to say what you want to say, but it also comes with consequences, and that's just the way it is. And so some people will make that argument. I don't necessarily make that argument in this particular situation. But you know, I mean, you got to use your head before you speak. And the fact is, she was on the Olympic team. Now, speculation is this, because I'll tell you what, the Greek Olympic Committee came down like a ton of bricks, and they did it very quickly. Very, very quickly. I mean, within like, I think a day or two, she was booted off the team. Just booted off. I don't believe there was even an appeals process. The alternate took her slot, and this woman is no longer on the Olympics. Now, couple of things. One, understand that that's a huge penalty, because here's a woman that's 23 years old. She's undoubtedly trained her entire life. I mean that. If you're on an Olympic team, chances are you've been training since you were a young child. Okay, so she dedicated a big chunk of her life to this, and all of a sudden, all that's gone. Now, I don't know, you know, what kind of financial reward there is in Greece for Olympiads, but I'm assuming, like anywhere, or at least like the United States, that if you have some kind of fame, you can trade on that and, you know, become reasonably wealthy, or at the very least, make your way through life with it. So, you know, now, you know, she's screwed. You know, she's screwed. I don't know what her, you know, I mean, I guess maybe we'll find out, maybe we'll never find out whatever happens to her or becomes her. But I will tell you that becoming famous and wealthy from being an Olympiad is not in the cards for her anymore. So that's a very, very big deal. Now, the other thing was, I wanted to say that apparently, because of the horrible financial situation in Greece, it was a very quick knee-jerk reaction, because racism is such a hot-button thing around the world. But it was a knee-jerk reaction because apparently Greece, you know, home of the first Olympics, apparently they need corporate sponsors to fund all of their Olympic stuff, because they don't have the money. They're broke. You know, they've quickly found out that you can't spend more money than you have. You know, liberals really ought to be looking at Greece, but, you know, they won't. So anyway, Greece was very worried about corporate sponsors having a knee-jerk reaction and bailing on them. And without the corporate sponsor money, they were done. You know, they wouldn't have even been able to send their Olympiads to the Olympics. And how sad would that be when the country that started the Olympics couldn't show up? So yeah, they did a knee-jerk reaction. Now, how culpable is this 23-year-old triple jumper? Well, I'll be honest with you, 100%. You know, here's why. I'm not saying that you don't have a right to say things about your country's immigration policies and how it affects you and all that stuff, but you have to use your head. You know, it would have been a lot smarter for this chick to wait until after the Olympics. Then she would have been an Olympiad. From all accounts, she was very talented and actually had a chance of medaling. Now, I don't know, you know, how true that is, but she would have had a much bigger platform in her country to be able to make those kind of arguments about immigration. And, you know, unfortunately, she screwed herself. Now, 3 years old, you should be able to, that's about the time in life when I started figuring things out. So maybe she's a little behind the curve. I don't know. But I think she would have been a whole lot smarter just to keep her freaking mouth shut until after the Olympics. Now, you'll have freedom of speech people going, oh, wait a minute, you should never have to worry about that. Political correctness has no business in this world, blah, 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 blah. And you're right, political correctness doesn't, but reality is reality. You know, reality is reality. I don't like political correctness either. I ran up against it and still run up against it whenever I bring up illegal immigration. Because if I bring up illegal immigration, the knee-jerk reaction to everybody on the other side is you're racist and you hate Mexicans, which is absolute crap. I'm against illegal immigration. I don't care if it's a container, cargo ship container full of Chinese. You know, I don't care who it is. You know, but having said that, political correctness, you know, it's a bitch. It really is. It's a bitch, and it's stifling. You know, I do find it interesting to hear people in other countries dealing with that, though. I mean, I guarantee you, when this woman made that comment, I guarantee you, never in a million years did she think, because we're talking, she made this comment literally a handful of days before she was to go to England for the Summer Olympics. I don't think in a million years it even crossed her mind that she would get screwed like that. You know, I mean, I just, and I do look at it like, now, having said that, I think she screwed herself. This is a lesson learned. Before anybody opens their big fat trap and starts running their sock, they better have really totally thought about all the consequences. Because you may have free speech, but they do have consequences. Now, I have no idea. If I got any Greek people that watch this, let me know in the comment section whether or not you guys have some kind of Bill of Rights that guarantees you freedom of speech. And let me know what you think about this. Also, Americans, let me know in the comment section, do you think that she should have been booted off the Olympic team? For me, it's like, I think she should have been booted off the Olympic team for just being stupid. Although she is hot. Let me show you that real quick, and I'll let it go. But there's all kinds of pics on this chick, all over the internet. She's cute. Yeah, Greek women are hot. Greek women are hot. Yeah, she's cute. She's got some long legs on her too. I know there's some guys out there that dig the legs, but anyway, that's all I got for you. If you think that, well, let me know what you think. I mean, let me know what you think about it. Freedom of speech is an interesting subject. I'll tell you, one of the biggest threats though that we have is this political correctness nonsense. Absolute political correctness nonsense, and this whole race card. That's got to stop. People need to push back. There needs to be blowback on that. Every time somebody brings up something like, let's say, for example, if I make a statement on illegal immigration and somebody calls me a racist, we need to have 50 people go, fuck you. So, anyway, that's all I got. See ya!